Welcome to Learn English with Alexa. I'm Mike.
And I am Jennifer.
Today, we're talking about how to speak English like a pro. What do you think is the first step, Jennifer?
I think the first step is listening. Listening to music or podcasts in English can really help you get used to the sounds.
And what about speaking? How can people practice?
One fun way is to find a buddy to practice with. You can chat about your day or your favorite shows.
I like that. It makes it feel less serious. What about using apps? Do you have any favorites?
Yes. Apps like HelloTalk let you chat with native speakers. It's a great way to learn in a casual setting.
And watching movies is another great option. You can learn slang and expressions that aren't in textbooks.
Exactly. Plus, subtitles can help you follow along while still practicing listening skills.
Speaking of skills, what about vocabulary? How can learners remember new words?
Keeping a word journal is helpful. Write down new words and try to use them in sentences.
That's a smart idea. And it's important to review those words regularly.
Right. Also, don't be afraid to make mistakes. They're part of learning.
Yes, every mistake is a chance to improve. What about grammar? Should learners focus on that?
Grammar is important, but I think it's better to focus on speaking first. You can fix grammar later.
Agreed. It's about finding a balance. And joining a local speaking group can help, too.
For sure. Meeting new people and practicing together makes learning fun.
To wrap up, listening, speaking, using apps, and practicing vocabulary are all key steps to becoming fluent.
Exactly. With a little effort and the right tools, anyone can speak English confidently.
Now we're discussing some fresh ways to speak English like a pro. What's your first idea, Jennifer?
Mike? One great way is to create a word of the day challenge. Pick a new word each day and use it in conversation.
That's a fun way to expand vocabulary. You could even share your word on social media. What about using art to learn?
Absolutely. Drawing or painting while labeling your artwork in English can make learning interactive and enjoyable.
That's so creative. How about using travel experiences for practice?
If you can travel, try speaking English with locals. If not, you can simulate it by talking to friends about different cultures or places.
Great idea. And watching travel vlogs can also help. You get to hear real conversations and learn about other cultures.
Yes! Plus, you can learn phrases that are useful in travel situations. What about writing stories?
Writing short stories in English can spark creativity. You can start with a simple plot and gradually make it more complex.
Exactly. Sharing your stories with others can also lead to constructive feedback. What's your take on using games for learning?
Games are fantastic. Playing word games like 20 questions or even online quizzes can make practice feel like play.
And using trivia games can teach you new facts while practicing your English. What about making a listening diary?
That's a cool idea. Write down what you listen to daily, like songs, podcasts, or videos, and note new phrases or ideas you learn.
Yes. It helps reinforce what you've heard. How about podcasts specifically made for learners?
Great suggestion. Many podcasts focus on slow and clear English. They often explain vocabulary and grammar, too.
And you can listen while doing chores or commuting. It's a productive use of time.
Absolutely. To wrap up, using a word of the day, drawing, travel experiences, writing stories, games, and podcasts are all unique ways to improve English.
Exactly. These methods can make learning enjoyable and effective.
We're sharing even more helpful tips to enhance your English speaking skills. What's your first idea, Jennifer?
Mike? One unique method is to write and perform your own skits. You can gather friends, create short scenes, and act them out in English.
That sounds like a fun way to practice. It encourages creativity while using language in context. What about using flash fiction?
Writing flash fiction, very short stories, can help you practice sentence structure and vocabulary. You can share them with friends for feedback.
That's a great idea. It helps with concise writing and storytelling. How about incorporating art?
You can create a comic strip with dialogues in English. It combines visual art with language practice and makes it entertaining.
I love that it makes learning interactive. What about using guided meditation in English?
Listening to guided meditations in English can improve your listening skills while helping you relax. It's a unique way to absorb language.
That's a calming approach. How about creating a learning jar?
You can fill a jar with slips of paper containing new vocabulary or phrases. Each day, pull one out and try to use it in conversation.
What a fun way to reinforce learning. What about practicing with sentence starters?
Using sentence starters can spark creativity. You can choose a starter like "I wish I could" and create sentences to practice fluency.
That's a great way to encourage spontaneous speaking. What about joining online challenges?
Participating in online speaking challenges like 30 Days of Speaking can motivate you to practice regularly and connect with others.
Absolutely. It's a great way to build community. How about creating a blog in English?
Writing a blog about your interests helps you practice writing and allows you to express your thoughts in English. You can also engage with readers.
That's a fantastic idea. It combines writing with speaking opportunities when you discuss your posts. What about using DIY projects?
Working on DIY projects while following English instructions can be practical. You learn vocabulary related to tools and materials.
What a useful way to learn while being hands-on. To summarize, writing skits, creating flash fiction, making comic strips, using guided meditations, learning jars, sentence starters, online challenges, blogging, and DIY projects are all unique methods to improve English.
Exactly. With these creative approaches, anyone can enhance their English speaking skills.
Now we're exploring how to speak English like a pro. What's a fun way to start, Jennifer?
Mike, I think a fun way is to play language games. Games like Scrabble or word puzzles can really help.
That's a great idea. It makes learning feel like a game. What about practicing speaking?
You can try talking to yourself. Describe what you're doing or your surroundings. It sounds silly, but it works.
I love that. It helps you think in English. What about using music?
Yes. Listening to English songs and singing along can improve your pronunciation and vocabulary.
And you can look up the lyrics to understand the words better. What about movies?
Watching movies is awesome. You can learn how people actually talk. Try watching with subtitles first.
Good tip. It helps to see the words while you hear them. What about learning phrases instead of just single words?
Exactly. Learning common phrases helps you sound more natural. For example, instead of just "how are you," you can say "what's up."
That's a great way to sound more fluent. How about writing?
Keeping a daily journal in English can help you practice writing and thinking in English every day.
And sharing your journal with a friend can provide feedback. Speaking of friends, how can they help?
Having a study buddy is great. You can practice conversations and correct each other.
And it's more fun that way. What about social media? Any ideas for that?
You can follow English speaking accounts or join groups. Engaging in discussions helps improve your skills.
And it keeps you connected to current slang and trends. To sum up, games, singing, watching movies, and writing are all fun ways to learn.
Absolutely. With creativity and practice, anyone can speak English confidently. Thanks for the chat, Mike.
Thank you, Jennifer. And thank you all for joining us on Learn English with Alexa. Keep practicing, and see you next time.